Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel and to another video. I don't have my cameraman Kale here with me today. He's actually starting a new excavation project in Blanco. After that, he's heading to another project to work on a bid, so it's gonna be a little bit of a late night for him. Also bear with me, I'm gonna be controlling the camera by myself today, but I wanted to surprise him and bring him an early-ish dinner. I was thinking something along the lines of a Mediterranean bowl, using a grain of your choice. You could use rice for this, quinoa. I'm going to be using orzo, but feel free to pick any of those as the base for your bowl. I'll show you what you need and we'll get started. Also, I had one more thing that I wanted to share with y'all before we get started because it just came in the mail. This hat I had embroidered of Burton Berlioz from a company called Pupsentials in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm literally obsessed. They can do shirts, sweatshirts, whatever you'd like. You just send them a picture of your pet. They send you a little photo and everything of how it's gonna look and then embroider it on here. This is literally the best thing that I purchased this year. So first thing that you're gonna do starting with these bowls is marinating the chicken. It's a super quick Dijon mustard marinade that I used for this recipe. And then the veggies, everything is roasted. So again, really good when it's cold outside for the fall and winter season. I'm gonna start with the chicken, show y'all what you need, and then we can start with the roasted vegetables. But I do recommend you preheat your oven to 425 to start. I've got the oven preheating. Now I'm gonna start on my chicken marinade. In here I have about a pound of chicken breast tenders. Again, this is just for 2 people, so feel free to double this or add more if you'd like to. I've got lemon, Dijon mustard, olive oil, garlic powder and onion powder. This is an Italian bread seasoning. If you don't have this, you can just use like an Italian herb seasoning mix, honey, and then cracked black pepper to finish. Alright y'all, so going into the chicken marinade, I'm just gonna eyeball about a tablespoon of olive oil right on top. Next thing is 2 to 3 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. You really don't need to measure this out, just kind of, that's about 2.5, so that looks good to me. Next thing is a tablespoon of honey. I'm adding in a tablespoon of that Italian herb seasoning. Again, if you don't have that in your pantry, feel free to use just Italian herbs. A half a tablespoon of onion powder, half tablespoon garlic powder, juice from half of a large lemon, and the last thing before I mix this all up to coat everything is cracked black pepper. So I'm gonna mix everything to combine. You don't need to marinate this for too long. I'm gonna just set it in the fridge while I prep everything else. Chicken is marinating in the fridge. I have a pot with me. Gonna fill this up with water, start to boil for the orzo. Okay, bring my pot of water to a boil and then I'll get started on the roasted veggies while that's getting to temp. Next thing I'm gonna be starting on is the roasted veggies. I already have a sheet pan here lined with aluminum foil. I'm gonna be setting that aside. I've got a red bell pepper, yellow bell pepper, 2 zucchini, a red onion, and then you're also going to be using about 1 cup to 2 cups of cherry tomatoes. I'm going to get all this set up on a sheet pan and then I'll show you how I prep. Okay, quick thing with your red onion, I'm going to be using half to roast and half I'm going to be saving for a chilled salad that I'm going to be adding into the grain bowls. Okay, so I have zucchini, red onion, cherry tomatoes, yellow bell pepper, red bell pepper. You'll notice I kept this middle section open here. I'm gonna olive oil these, add a little bit of seasonings, which I'll show you all in just a second. But this section I'm reserving for the chicken when you go to add it later, because we're gonna roast the veggies first, add the chicken in once they're about halfway through. Starting off with a little bit of oil, I have an avocado oil spray, which I've used before and I love. But I'm actually just going to be going in with some regular olive oil lightly over top of your veggies. Next thing is some garlic salt. I'm going to be doing a light amount on the red bell pepper and the yellow bell pepper here. And then over on the zucchini side, I'm going in with a little bit of dried dill. And then cracked black pepper over the zucchini, red onion, and also this side as well. I have veggies here. I'm gonna throw them in my oven, which is preheated already to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Gonna check on them, but start with roasting for about 20 to 30 minutes. See what your veggies look like, and then you can go ahead and add the chicken onto the sheet pan. Also, I keep my veggie scraps, so I'm gonna throw these out to the deer outside. Veggies are roasting. Now I'm gonna get started on the chilled component for this Mediterranean bowl. I'll show y'all how I make that. I'm keeping the sides pretty simple since I have to go take this to Kale shortly, but I'll show you how I make this part. This is the chilled component for the salad. I'm utilizing about a cup of cherry tomatoes, the other half of the lemon that we used earlier for the chicken breast. This is the other half of the red onion, a English cucumber, and then you're also going to be using about half a bundle of Italian parsley. A little bit of olive oil and cracked black pepper is all you need. Okay, first thing I'll be doing is cutting cherry tomatoes lengthwise and then just into little bite-sized pieces. This is about the size that you'll want your cherry tomatoes. And this is about a cup of cherry tomatoes. Feel free to add more or less depending on what you like. Okay, so this is roughly a cup of cherry tomatoes. Next thing I'll be cutting up is the English cucumber and doing little bite-sized pieces, but this is roughly how I like my English cucumber to be for the chilled salad. Cucumbers in. Now I'm going to be dicing up the rest of the red onion, juice from half a lemon, and the lemon in this also helps to keep it nice and fresh. And last thing we'll be chopping up the Italian parsley and then sprinkling with some cracked black pepper. Alright, Italian parsley is there, finishing off with cracked pepper. We love lots of cracked pepper, so feel free to leave this out if it's not to your preference. Gonna give this a mix and set it in the fridge. So one last thing I forgot to include was just about a tablespoon of olive oil. Adding that in right on top. So I've got about 10 minutes left on my roasted veggies. I pulled the chicken out of the fridge so it could get to room temperature. And then also you're gonna wanna start on the grain of your choice soon, either the rice. I'm using orzo, and according to the package directions, it boils for about 8 to 10 minutes. Then gonna strain it and add in a couple more seasonings. Okay, starting on the garlicky hummus sauce. I did feature this in my last recipe, but I will show y'all again. I love, this is called Grandma's Hummus from H-E-B. It is amazing, super garlicky, lots of flavor. I'm gonna be adding this to a bowl. Juice from 1 lemon, you can use half a lemon depending on your preference. About a tablespoon or 2 of dried dill, and then I have 3 garlic cloves that I'm gonna mince, combine everything with a couple tablespoons of water, and then set it aside. These are my roasted veggies. They've been in the oven for about 30 minutes. Now I'm gonna add the chicken right here in the middle. Alright, I've got my stunning little chicken tenders on there. Again, you can use chicken breast. I just feel like this cooks more uniformly for a sheet pan recipe. So I'm gonna throw this back in the oven, cooking for about 15 minutes, but I'll check everything at about 10 minutes. Okay, chicken's back in the oven, orzo has gone in. Once that is done, I'm gonna strain it, and then we can start to build our bowls. Orzo is strained. I'm gonna be adding in a little bit of olive oil and some lemon juice, helps with transportation, and then I'll check on my veggies and the chicken. And here's my orzo. chicken and veggies are done. It looks awesome, and now we can start building the bowl. Alright y'all, I got some Tupperware out. I'm about to start prepping Kale's bowl to bring to him for dinner, but I have Kalamata olives that I'm going to bring, the chilled cucumber, red onion, and tomato salad. I've got some chili garlic sauce, it's one of my favorites, and the garlic hummus. So I'm going to start prepping these bowls and then I'll pack it up. So I've got my bowl, going to be adding in the orzo base. Again, if you choose to use rice or quinoa, feel free to add that in the bottom. These are the finished bowls. I'm about to add the lids and pack them up. I also wanted to add in, again, you can make your own tzatziki, but I bought this one from HEB. It's the cedars, cucumber, garlic, and dill. So I'm gonna pack this up as well, and then add a couple spoons and some napkins. I put an ice pack on one side for the tzatziki and the garlic sauce. Also adding in 2 Waterloos, and I wrapped some silverware too. Let's go. I present Mediterranean Bowls Project Edition. Quick taste test, of course. Cheers. The final consensus.
Really good. The orzo's cooked perfectly. Delicious bowl.
Sheet pan recipes for the win. We'll see you guys in another episode. Like and subscribe. Thank you.